Hello. Deafblindness is included and connected. in our ever-evolving society heavily depends on accessible environments and technology. Only 1 in 5 children with deafblindness are enrolled in primary school and are 10 times less likely to be employed than their peers. The Global Deafblindness Resource Hub aims to change this by offering accessible content, resources, and information in 7 languages, connecting and empowering individuals with deafblindness and their support network. Alice from Tanzania. Alice is a 9-year-old girl with deafblindness. She lives in rural Tanzania with her family and has many siblings who support her in day-to-day activities at play. For many years, Alice was not able to attend school, delaying social and intellectual growth. The world consisted of immediate surroundings. That is, until Sense International got involved. Sense International introduced Alice's mother to the Global Deafblindness Resource Hub. She was shown specialized training videos, equipping her with guides and sensory stimulation activities for Alice. Alice has been thriving ever since and regularly attends school, using the hub with a special educator. Alex also participates in community activities and has friends. The Global Deafblindness Resource Hub can become a window to the rest of the world for many adults and children, just as it did for Alice. Together, we can build accessible spaces and resources, ensuring everyone, like Alice, is included and connected.
Hello, hello, hello. Kayingiza. Kayingiza ne kati mwendo wali obutuufu. Hello,
Testing microphone 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Testing microphone 1 2. Testing microphone 1 2. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning. I request those at the registration table to kindly come and occupy these empty seats. Let's at least maintain 2 people at the registration table. Let's occupy the empty chairs. And I think we are good to go to start with our program. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is David Muyomba. I'm going to be working with my colleague, Wycliffe Bukenya.
So you put the camera there.
A very good morning once again. Please turn to your neighbor and say good morning with a smile. Please turn to your neighbor. Don't feel shy about it.
Peter,
Ask them how they are doing. Very good. Ladies and gentlemen, I've already introduced myself. I want to take this opportunity to welcome you on behalf of Sense International for this very innovative and creative launch of an online platform that is designed to provide access to content and resources for people with special needs. We want to thank you, Mr. Edwards and your team for coming up with such very innovative and very sensitive and beautiful thoughts for coming up with such a platform. The world is going digital, and that is the way we are meant to go. So in case you're still stuck in analog, please tell your neighbor that Sense International is moving digital. Ladies and gentlemen, without wasting any more time, as we wait for the guest of honor, please allow me to take this opportunity because I've been requested to do so. We want to get to know ourselves. Where you're working from, and basically why you're here. Simple as that. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll ask my colleague to start. I will start with you, sir. You introduce yourself. I know you work with us and what you do. What we do. Then after you hold the microphone.
Thank you, Mr. My name is Uncle Francis. Work with Sense International as finance and administrator.
All right. Thank you very much. You said your name?
Uncle Francis.
Francis. Francis, please take this opportunity because the Holy Spirit has already told me that you're also very powerful when it comes to leading prayer. Please, if you don't mind, give us an opening prayer and we start. Ladies and gentlemen, let's up ourselves and we dedicate this very beautiful day into the hands of the Lord. Thank you. Thank you.
Let's then take this honor to invite the Holy Spirit in this place and have ourselves at the Father, in the name of Jesus, we want to thank you for this day. We want to bless your name because you have enabled us to be in this place. King of glory, we want to usher your spirit into this place of God. As we begin this evening, we pray that may you lead us. We even commit those that are still on the way. We pray that you give us all the best assistance. We pray that you will this occasion and let it be known to the people that we have targeted. I want to thank you, Jesus.
all right. This is past the microphone, starting from behind. I think you can start with the stuff. in a second, and then we start. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm doing this because I'm trying to buy time for our guest of honor. I'm told she's slightly stuck in jam, but nevertheless, she's going to be here with us. Over to you, sir.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Joseph Chibidige. I work with as a project coordinator for KBTA. You are all welcome.
Thank you very much.
Francis asked, what is KBTA in full? KBTA is Kilimanjaro Blind Trust Africa. Thank you.
Thank you, Joseph.
Yes, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Awonu Joseph, and now I work with Sense International as a finance and admin assistant. You're all welcome.
Please clap for the finance guy, very important man in the room.
Hello, everyone. Grace Atiang is my name, and I support Sense International Uganda in communications.
Very good. Thanks for the well-coordinated event. My name is Akugonza Richard. I work with Sense International as a transport and logistics officer. Thank you very much.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Lucy Akage. I work as a senior program coordinator. I also work as a focal point person for safeguarding. So in case anything is not going right, please tap on me.
Thank you very much, Lucy. Francis, I think you will go to the...
Good morning. My name is Yuda Rakogo. I work with Sense International Uganda.
Thank you very much, Yuda.
Media, corporate communication.
Most welcome.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Julius Wesong. I work with NTV.
Very good to have you, NTV.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Chivumbi Fred from Upton Media.
Very most welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not smiling, kindly take note that we have full media houses here with us. So please, it is advisable you smile so that the cameras don't capture you unhappy. And also just to assure you that breakfast is getting ready. So those that are not okay, please yes.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mfumba Paul Tibagero from Iganga Secondary School.
Ladies and gentlemen, someone has taken time from Iganga to Kampala. You clap for them. It is not evil.
Good morning.
And you're very most welcome.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am by the name of Kirori Justin, a visually impaired teacher from Uganda, heading the SNE or Special Needs Education Department. I'm privileged to be here. Thank you.
Very humble to have you, sir. Very good to have you.
Thank you. My name is Namachika Lydia from Uganda. I support Sense International as the technical person for deafblindness.
Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Brenda Bizuna Chitiowa. I'm a sign language interpreter.
Very most welcome. I think you should be standing here with me, right?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Robert Nkwangu is my name. I'm the Executive Director of the Uganda National Association of the Deaf. I'm happy to be here. Thank you very much. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kato Paul, Kato Mark. I work with IDA and World Federation of the Deaf in charge of deafblind children. Nice to be here.
Very good. We are happy to have you, Kato and Robert. You're very most welcome. Mr. Bukenya, you're also equally very talented. And I must say that is God given. So keep it up. Yes, let's have more introductions.
My name is Kaso Sylvester. I'm the country director for Light for the World, Uganda. Glad to be here and you're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kasozi, the country director. You're very most welcome and we are very humbled to have you.
Morning, my name is Odette Tumwesije. I work with Chambogo University, Faculty of Special Needs and Rehabilitation, and I'm the head of Department of Visual Impairment Studies. I'm glad to be here.
We're happy to have you. Thank you very much.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Generous Kazinda. I work with National Curriculum Improvement Center, Special Needs Education Desk. Happy to be here.
You're very most welcome.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Menya Patrick, Minister of Gender, Labor and Social Development.
You're very most welcome, Mr. Menya.
Good. My name is Patrick Alia. I work with the National Association of Deafblind, acting as the director. Thank you. Nice to be here.
Good morning to you. The name is Olivia Brenda. As a guide.
Thank you very much, Brenda. We're happy to have you.
Okay, thank you very much. Christopher Azora is my name, and I'm from Salama School for the Blind. I head digital inclusion.
Thank you very much, and we're happy to have you.
Morning, everyone. I'm happy to be here at this moment. My names are Olive Tubeshinga, a body member Sense International, and a parent of a disabled person, 52 years.
Good morning, everyone. This is the governance wing. My name is Joachim Kawaisera, Board Treasurer since Uganda. Pleasure meeting you.
Very most welcome.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Abdul Busurwa, and I'm one of the board members of Sense International.
Thank you very much. And I think you forgot Dr. Abdul. Yeah, he's Dr. Abdul Busurwa. You're very most welcome, sir.
Good morning, all. My name is Mogisa Charles. I also have a sign name, and this is my sign name.
Yamani, obulwaire bwe yali alwala ssaawa eno bwakendeera.
Balowooza nga tuti katyo oba ki? Kyatandika omusika bwe kimusika bwe yeeseka nga bw'alinga wangulu. Kyavaamu kyatandikanga okumutuga.
So, ladies and gentlemen, breakfast is ready. Please feel free to go behind there on those tables, grab yourself a cup of tea. Then I assure you that after you're done with that tea, we shall start with our program. And exactly 12 or midday, we shall be done. Thank you very much. Please feel free to walk to the tables and grab yourselves a cup of tea.
Endawulo nnyo y'amaanyi
nga yatyama bwa wansi aye okuva eba mpaka awooka nfuba kulina okukola practice kati saawa dino asobola okukagema mwene yakavuga waaba ayenze ye waaba tayenze n'omukaka alira so olina kumugema mpola then n'ekindi kyenfunye mu sensi baatwegesa engeri ey'okutabuliramu abaana ebyokunywa naayegayo kubanga oba nga oli ng'eno mu kyalo kati ng'eno gyeni oyinza olowooza oti kiri ku iwe wenka so kati bwe nava wano ne nja kukubakire n'abona nga bakazi bannange boona bali nga batyo ekyo kyaba nga kingumya mu mutima. The schools where we have been able to finally have the children transit to, we have seen the changes in attitudes. Teachers are also very much aware of what to do in terms of ensuring that the children are comfortable while in the school spaces and hence achieving inclusion for these children.
We thank our sense so much for what it has done for this school in particular. Our sense found us at a level where the children with disabilities were not so much considered, so much helped in the school. Their intervention helped us to train teachers to respond to the special needs children. They also trained the parents to respond to that. They went further to support this school by giving out some learning aids, the construction of the ramps, and many workshops have been held to help our teachers gain the positive attitude towards the teaching of pupils with disabilities.
I started supporting Nantongo Mary in 2021 at home. In 2021, she was in a home basis. Then in 2022, she joined the school. Mary is deaf. She's totally deaf. She cannot hear, she cannot talk, and she has microcephalus. In terms of academics, I have noted Mary in academics, she can perform very well. That means Mary, there is a work, let me say there is a good work done. Because at first she could not perform like that. But now she can perform.
We believe that when we come together as partners who have been getting funding through Comic Relief, there will definitely be a lot for us to share because we believe that each organization came into this space with their own models of supporting these children access ECD services. There's a very, very big potential of us even coming with a unified agreed model that can be implemented probably as a bigger consortium, and it can be a model that can be adopted, and definitely we can front it beyond our level, but also now bring government on board so that government can take it as the best model for ECD service provision in the country.
The challenges that we've encountered are quite a number. This project first and foremost started at the time when COVID was so at its peak. And had many activities get halted for us to wait for this. We also had challenges where some of the children are not in the same place.
It is a bit expensive to sustain them in school setting where they're supposed to be given treatment, others need special transport. There are those with special gadgets to make them do the writing, the hearing, the what. So meeting all those is very expensive given to the families where some of these come from. We find it very challenging to sustain this program if no external donation is made to these learners.
There are a number of things I think the government should do, the central government and local government. One is making sure that all the schools, the school structures they put up are accommodative for our learners with complex disabilities. In most cases, local government are constructing structures which don't favor the mobility of these children. Then two, the government itself, it makes some cycles in the distribution of instructional materials. But it is a rare case to see that when they are bringing this cycle, they also consider children with special needs. They only bring books, textbooks for only those children who are sighted. Then three, training more teachers, because the number of SNE teachers in our schools is very small.
A staggering 1.3 billion people experience a significant disability and are 35% less likely to have essential digital skills for life. Their ability to participate in our ever-evolving society heavily depends on accessible environments and technology. Only 1 in 5 children with deafblindness are enrolled in primary school and are 10 times less likely to be employed than their peers. The Global Deafblindness Resource Hub aims to change this by offering accessible content, resources, and information in 7 languages, connecting and empowering individuals with deafblindness and their support network. Meet Alice from Tanzania. Alice is a 9-year-old girl with deafblindness. She lives in rural Tanzania with her family and has many siblings who support her in her day-to-day activities and play. For many years, Alice was not able to attend school, delaying her social and intellectual growth. Her world consisted of only her immediate surroundings. That is, until Sense International got involved. Sense International introduced Alice's mother to the Global Deafblindness Resource Hub. She was shown specialized training videos, equipping her with guides and sensory stimulation activities for Alice. Alice has been thriving ever since and regularly attends school, using the hub with her special educator. Alice also participates in community activities and has friends. The Global Deafblindness Resource Hub can become a window to the rest of the world for many adults and children, just as it did for Alice. Together, we can build accessible spaces and resources, ensuring everyone, like Alice, is included and connected. A staggering 1.3 billion people experience a significant disability and are 35% less likely to have essential digital skills for life. Their ability to participate in our ever-evolving society heavily depends on accessible environments and technology. Only 1 in 5 children with deafblindness are enrolled in primary school and are 10 times less likely to be employed than their peers. The Global Deafblindness Resource Hub aims to change this by offering accessible content, resources, and information in 7 languages, connecting and empowering individuals with deafblindness and their support network. Meet Alice from Tanzania. Alice is a 9-year-old girl with deafblindness. She lives in rural Tanzania with her family and has many siblings who support her in her day-to-day activities and play. For many years, Alice was not able to attend school, delaying her social and intellectual growth. Her world consisted of only her immediate surroundings. That is, until Sense International got involved. Sense International introduced Alice's mother to the Global Deafblindness Resource Hub. She was shown specialized training videos, equipping her with guides and sensory stimulation activities for Alice. Alice has been thriving ever since and regularly attends school, using the hub with her special educator.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just giving you only 3 minutes and we start the program.
Alice also participates in community activities and has friends. The Global Deafblindness Resource Hub can become a window to the rest of the world for many adults and children, just as it did for Alice. Together, we can build accessible spaces and resources, ensuring everyone, like Alice, is included and connected. A staggering 1.3 billion people experience a significant disability and are 35% less likely to have essential digital skills for life. Their ability to participate in our ever-evolving society heavily depends on accessible environments and technology. Only 1 in 5 children with deafblindness are enrolled in primary school and are 10 times less likely to be employed than their peers. The Global Deafblindness Resource Hub aims to change this by offering accessible content, resources, and information in 7 languages, connecting and empowering individuals with deafblindness and their support network. Meet Alice from Tanzania. Alice is a 9-year-old girl with deafblindness. She lives in rural Tanzania with her family and has many siblings who support her in her day-to-day activities and play. For many years, Alice was not able to attend school, delaying her social and intellectual growth. Her world consisted of only her immediate surroundings. That is, until Sense International got involved. Sense International introduced Alice's mother to the Global Deafblindness Resource Hub. She was shown specialized training videos, equipping her with guides and sensory stimulation activities for Alice. Alice has been thriving ever since and regularly attends school, using the hub with her special educator. Alice also participates in community activities and has friends. The Global Deafblindness Resource Hub can become a window to the rest of the world for many adults and children, just as it did for Alice. Together, we can build accessible spaces and resources, ensuring everyone, like Alice, is included and connected.
All right. Thank you very much, Oscar.
for that interlude. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you back for that from that very interesting session of breakfast. And please allow me inform you that the State Minister of Persons with Disabilities, Honorable, is here with us. And while you were checking in, we are very sorry, Honorable, that we had already gotten engaged. So I thought of telling people to stop and they clap for you as you're getting in. I looked for a way and I failed. Nevertheless, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the State Minister, Honorable Asamo, for joining us today. Please also allow me to take this opportunity to introduce myself as a director of ceremonies. My name is Dr. Scott Muyomba, and I am very happy to be here in front of you. And I keep on asking myself, and who am I to stand in front of a minister at this tender age? Please clap for me as well. Honorable, please allow me to inform you that we have a lot of dignitaries with us. We have people from Ministry of Education and Sports. We have from Chambogo University. We have so many country directors and very many other important people with us. Please also allow me to introduce to you Dr. Abdul, who is our board member. He's here with us. Dr. Abdul, you're very most welcome. Please also allow me inform you that you seated next to Mr. Edward Otim, who is our regional director, East Africa. And ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished guests, partners, and the media houses that are present, it's an absolute honor to welcome you for this official launch of the Global Deaf and Blindness Resource Hub. Honorable, just to inform you, we as Sense International, what defines us is we go out there and identify children with special needs, and we ensure that these people receive equal education and skills to live and thrive independently. So it is the reason as to why we are here, and it is the reason as to why we exist as Sense International. Honorable, please allow me also inform you that today we are here for a very noble cause, and we shall be officially, and you'll support us to launch a very powerful and interesting online platform that is going to, that is designed to provide accessible content and resources for people with special needs, and definitely the people that support them to access important information that they may require anytime, anywhere. So you're very most welcome. And without wasting any more time, Honorable, please allow me invite Mr. Edward. Okay, before I welcome the regional director, please allow me, because now we've eaten, I think it is the right time to let the food go down. So please allow me, make you stand a little bit, and we honor the minister by singing at least one stanza or two of the national anthem. Let's all rise, ladies and gentlemen. Now, who is more patriotic than me that can lead us? I am the one. All right, let's start. O Uganda, may God uphold thee. We lay our future in thy hands. United, free, for liberty together. Thank you very much. We may occupy our seats. Without wasting any time, please allow me invite Mr. Edward Otim, the Regional Director, East Africa, to kindly give us his opening remarks. Thank you very much. And Ladies and gentlemen, if you're given a chance to talk, if you're not a minister and a regional director, kindly use only 2 minutes. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, MC. Our dear guest of honor, State Minister for Persons with Disability, Honorable Asamo Helen Grace, representatives from sister ministries, the representatives of the different organizations present here, all protocol observed. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Sense International, it is with great joy and deep pride, especially on this day when we celebrate the first of its kind, the International Day of Deafblindness, upon being declared by the UN General Assembly on the 16th of June. I think that deserves a big round of applause. I want to take the opportunity to welcome you all to the official launch of the Global Deafblindness Resource Hub, which is again the first of its kind online platform specifically designed to support individuals with deafblindness and those around them. So at Sense International, we call this our baby. Today marks a very significant milestone, not only for us as an organization, but for the global deafblind community. This hub represents a powerful step in our collective efforts to ensure that no one is left behind, particularly individuals with deafblindness, whose special experiences and needs have for too long remained underrepresented in mainstream discourse. At Sense International Uganda, we have witnessed firsthand the transformative power of access. That is access to information, access to education, access to health care, and to livelihoods. And above all, to understanding. The Global Resource Hub is a beacon of that access. It is a centralized space for learning, sharing, and connecting. A place practitioners, families, policymakers, and individuals with deafblindness themselves can find quality and inclusive resources. This launch is a result of collaboration, innovation, and a shared vision across borders. We thank all our sponsors, partners, especially those with lived experience, whose voices have shaped the development of this hub. Your insights have guided us towards a more inclusive and practical tool for the global community. And just for the information of the audience here today, this hub was globally launched at our HQ office around sometime around February this year, and it was hosted at offices of Google. I know many of us know Google, so it's a powerful tool that is recognized really worldwide. As we unveil the Resource Hub today, let this not just be a celebration of a product, but a call to action, a reminder of our ongoing responsibility to advocate, to learn, and to empower. Let us continue working together to break barriers and build a world where people with deafblindness are fully included, supported, and celebrated. And I think that's why we're all here today. Once again, thank you for being here. and for standing with us in this important movement. Together, we can create a lasting change for people with deafblindness to live, learn, and thrive in both the families that they come from and the societies that they live. As I conclude, two asks from Sense International to Uganda to all of us. The first one is to the ministry, to the mother ministry, is recognition of this tool for purposes of national disability programming. And then two, it's again our prayer and request that we can have a ministry-led dissemination of this hub, both at district and community level, of course, with the support of Sense International Uganda. Thank you so much for listening and wishing all of us very good deliberations.
Thank you very much, Mr. Edward. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give him another round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, while Mr. Edward was giving his speech, I noted a few things. And Honorable, if you allow me, I will say this. I just want to thank the Lord for giving Mr. Otim the knowledge and wisdom to come up with such innovations and the team for these people with special needs. It is one of its kind in Uganda. Very amazing. So the media should take note. That is something that is very important. It's one of its kind. And we want to thank also the partners that have supported us to come up with such wonderful innovations that are going to empower and also include, but also support the deaf, the people with deaf and blindness impairment. So we want to thank you for that very amazing speech and your introductional remarks. And at this particular hour, please allow me invite Lucy, who is the Senior Programs Coordinator, Uganda, who is going to give her remarks on the World Helen Keller Day. I think she will explain that. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, MC. Our Minister, Guest of Honor, Honorable Ellen Asamo, representatives of the ministries, representatives from the OPDs, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm Lucy Akech. Today, as we come together to launch the Global Deafblindness Resource Hub, we are also privileged to mark a day of great significance, Helen Keller Day. Helen Keller remains an enduring symbol of resilience, advocacy, and the boundless potential of persons with deafblindness. Born in a time when inclusion and accessibility were nearly non-existent, Helen defied the odds. She showed the world that with the right support, inclusion, education, and belief, individuals with deafblindness can live full, empowered, and impactful lives. Her life's journey from isolation to global influence is not just an inspirational story. It is a powerful reminder of what is possible when society chooses to invest in inclusion. It reminds us why today's launch really matters to all of us. The Global Deaf Blindness Resource Hub is our collective tribute to Helen Keller's legacy. It is a space where knowledge, tools, and stories will come together to open doors break down barriers, and light the way for many more to follow. As we launch this hub today, we honor not only Helen's extraordinary life, but also countless individuals with deafblindness across the globe where potential remains untapped. This platform is for them. It's for their families. It's for their teachers and for the advocates and professionals who work alongside them. May Ellen Keller Day inspire us all to act with courage, to listen more deeply, and to keep challenging the systems and mindsets that exclude. Let today be a turning point, a beginning, and most importantly, a promise that will continue to build a world where every person with deafblindness is seen, is heard, and valued. May God bless you all.
Thank you very much, Lucy. So it is, let it be known that today we are shooting two birds with one stone. We are launching our online platform, but at the same time remembering a hero and a super lady that really fought for inclusion. So it is the right time for us to really celebrate and remember the legacy that she left behind. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's welcome our board member and one of the beneficiaries of the hub, Dr. Abdul, to also come and give his remarks on the same. Thank you very much.
Don't get tired of being ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Our guest of honor, Madam Helen Grace Asamo. I call you Madam because you remember our old days, not honorable. The other word stuck in my head. All the directors around who have been invited to this event, all stakeholders, the staff of Sense International, starting with the regional director, the media fraternity, our support personnel, ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you to interest you to use the Deafblind Digital Resource Hub. You have already been told that I'm a board member of Sense International Uganda, but that is just a small bit, which I'm going to hold for a very short time and will become something else. But the more important thing is that beyond being a board member, I have direct experience as a person with visual impairment. I was born blind, and growing up, I went through a lot of difficulty. There was a lot of misunderstanding, a lot. The struggle to access information was really apparent, and there was almost nothing that was inclusive that time. So now this global deafblind digital resource hub comes in to solve some of these problems. It's not only people with deafblindness that are going to use this hub. All of us, the different stakeholders, will partake of the resources in this hub. Imagine families who don't have guidance, but they have members that are deafblind. This hub is good for them. Teachers eager to learn how to include deafblind children, deafblind pupils, they can use this hub. Members of the community and necessarily leaders of the community and the health workers that want to support some of their clients with disabilities, this is a good hub for them. If you're a policymaker and you really are genuinely wanting to build systems that work for everyone, just try to visit this hub. We have a test, and it was in print. Somebody had to read it for me, but I didn't have any. So I went and picked one of the slasher men at the school and tried to read with him to see whether he can read for me so that I do that test. Because I didn't want not to do it because I would have fewer marks at the end of the term. The guy accepted. But reading this test, I could hardly understand his English. So I ended up not doing the test until when I finally got a friend from that class that I was able to now do the test. So when this resource comes in and it is inclusive, it is accessible, you are helping deafblind people, members of their families and so on, to get a lot of valuable information. And mind you, when you open doors of accessibility, opening doors of opportunity. Because many people think that people with abilities are unable to do so many things. I am here standing before you as a board member, but I also lecture in Chambo University, and I was not given that job because somebody had to sympathize with me. No, it was given to me on Sense International as a board member. I had to apply. And if I did not fulfill their qualifications, I would not become a board member. And in so many spaces. So these accessibilities that are being enabled by this hub are very, very important. Those, I don't know them, but I imagine they are from Sense International and anybody else that helped develop this hub. Thank you for walking the talk of inclusion. Thank you for everything done to ensure that this hub is a reality. Thank you for ensuring this are considered, but even all the other stakeholders that will use this hub, I hope and pray they will find it for their different reasons. This is something new. You've created work that will enhance partnerships, collaboration, and it is a work of vision. Let it not just remain a digital space. Please, all stakeholders, ensure that we use this hub effectively. Let it be disseminated to people in the communities, to people in the different education institutions, to people that matter to people with deaf blindness. Let's use this hub, and hopefully we shall all benefit from the resources. We now can be certain to say that deafblind people, you are not alone. At least there are people who have you at heart, people who think that you matter. Nobody would create this hub when they did not think it matter. So, at least the journey has begun, and let's take this as a landmark. Where we commit working together, we learn another, and building a world that includes everyone, including people who are deafblind. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you for listening to me.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's thank Dr. Abdul once again. One of the things that I've noted from Dr. Abdul's testimonial is accessibility opens. Very, very beautiful quote that I picked from there. Thank you very much, Dr. Abdul, for that testimonial that you've given us, and a word of encouragement for the different stakeholders to make use of this platform. I've noticed that health workers, community workers, teachers, and policymakers can use of platform to access very important content that can support people with deaf blindness. So let's really make time to really access this platform so that we can get this information that can support people with special needs. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me now, guest of honor, we have someone from Ministry of Education and Sports, Mr. Charles Mugisa, who is representing the commissioner. So I'll invite him to kindly give us his remarks. At the same time, do us the honors of inviting the guest of honor to also Mr. Charles, you also do us the honors of inviting the guest of honor to kindly deliver her speech. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Daktari. Our guest of honor, the Minister of State, the Minister of Gender. You always love us. You are always with us. I must thank you for being with us. Since International, board members and the technical team, members from other ministries, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Gender, partners, everybody here. My name is Mugisa Charles. I also have a same name. That is my same name. I'm a Principal Education Officer in the Department of Special Needs and Inclusive Education, the Ministry of Education and Sports. In Uganda here, we have Heroes Day. And on the Heroes Day, we remember many people who did a lot of work in this country, but sometimes there are people we don't recognize. Somebody who went to school, studied education, and chose to teach these learners with disabilities, and he has taught a learner who is living with deaf blindness for many years. I don't take that for granted. I recognize that as a hero also. We have parents who produce children after seeing that this child has a disability. Some of them throw them into pit latrines. Some of them kill them. There are those who are not so brutal. They carry them privately. They take them to the gate of the baby's home. They abandon them there and they run away. But there is this parent who sees he has a learner with disabilities. He accepts. That's for the learner. Some of them have left their work, have surrendered their work, and said, let me stop that work and look after my child, and made them grow to a certain level. To me, I consider that one as a hero. So somebody who brought this idea of creating a hub, I thank him. I thank those people who came up with ideas. Our work now is to make it known, to popularize it. I want to take this opportunity, Honorable Minister, to explain what inclusive education means according to the Ministry of Education and Sports. Many people in inclusive education as bringing learners with disabilities and those without disabilities in the same class before the same teacher, and they learn together, and they say that is inclusive education. Inclusive education does not stop in the classroom. When we talk of inclusive education, we mean the system of education. Somebody with or without disability should be able to access education, participate in learning, achieve what he's supposed to achieve, and then progress. If somebody comes to school, he sits in the classroom, the teacher is teaching, is speaking or talking, and there is this person who cannot hear, and there is no interpreter, you can't call that that inclusive education, because that is exclusion within an inclusive setting. So we are saying that learners should benefit from education, whether they are in a special school, in a unit. Even those who cannot come to school should access education, let education find them in their homes. So that is inclusive education. Everyone is able to access education, is able to participate, is able to achieve, and is able to progress. When you will take a learner to class, you teach him, he remains in P3 for 5 years without progressing, that is not inclusive education. So according to the Ministry of Education and Sports, that is inclusive education. Now, at this time, Honorable Minister, I request that you support us to have our policy approved. you have worked with us, you know, always. And I'm saying this not because I don't know, because I know that you always talk about it. Whenever you talk, even at all gatherings, you talk about it. But we request that you continue to support us, that our policy is approved. Members, deaf blindness is not just somebody having somebody totally deaf and blind. This deaf blindness affects these people so much. If some of them are not totally deaf, they have some vision and some hearing, but because of that condition, they cannot freely interact with the world. So we have a responsibility of bringing them on board and more. With those many remarks, Honorable Minister, allow me to take this opportunity to invite you to talk to your people. Thank you very much.
Okay, can I say good morning? I saw when I came in, people were taking tea, but people are very cool. Can we clap for all those who have just talked before me? Clap for them again. Thank you. Because my understanding, we are launching something new, but we don't look to be happy with the new project. I want to recognize the board of SES International, the management team of SES International, all the technical people representing the different MDS in this room, all the invited guests, the media, ladies and gentlemen. You have already been told my name. My name is good for me to say it myself because somebody might have not pronounced it well and in the order. Asamo Helen Grace is my name. Minister of State, Minister of Gender, Labor and Social Development in charge of Disability Affairs. I am honored to be invited by Sense International, and I want to say for the first time, you are interacting with me when I'm getting out, because now we're in the race. Who knows who will be the next minister? That's a bit unfortunate, but I think I'll start the journey of seeing how to deliver Sense International, because I have 8 different disabilities as by law that I have to work with, do issues of PPDA. And also, information, communication, and technology, who have already come up with guidelines of our inclusion. But can we engage them and see how we can work together? And then, of course, you have this big animal called science, technology, and innovation. Where now this kind of project would fall. I'll just finish the science week. I don't know whether we took our hub there. If we didn't, let's start from there. And as your minister, me, I don't have money, but I coordinate. That's the reason I'm a minister. And I'm the most luckiest minister that I don't touch money, so you'll not get me on corruption because my ministry is dry. But it does a lot of things by coordinating. So I want us, the team, once we launch the hub, let us see how we talk to Minister of Science, Technology, and Innovation to swallow our hub so that we begin getting our system entering into the government what? System. They do not know what to do, but at least we can be able to toss an arrow and say these are the issues. So the next Science Week, we shall be part of the people who are going to advertise our hub and tell people that this is what, it's not good to do things always in the bedroom. Bring them to the sitting room, however ugly they are. People will tell you, but this dress you wore was not good. This side was like this, and you'll get a better what? Message. So I want to encourage that next year, they always do their Science Weeks between May and June. I think by May and June, either I will be a member of parliament, but maybe not a minister. But I think I'll end being a minister when the term ends. So I think that we can still engage Science Week and see that you get space and talk to them. But I can make an appointment with the minister, and I take you people there today that you have come. That's a promise I can do because you requested us to bring you on board. I also want to say that as we talk today, the Minister of Education talked about the policy. If you have finished everything with Mama, that policy arrived on cabinet desk, but I think it just went out a bit. So again, I'll throw the ball to you. Do your work, I will do my work. Because it arrived on our agenda, but there were a few things which you know, which I don't want to talk here, that we need to finalize, but the policy is already a welcome document and is on our agenda as things to follow. So it's there. So let the ministry do their part and the inclusive policy will be delivered. You also talked about the Heroes Day. Since I became a minister, I've also penetrated that space. And I've started asking them, we have heroes in the disability movement. And I will tell you, if you don't have information, because they'll ask you for statistics, they ask you for information about the character, that things, those such information I want in my office. I don't want to be a rumor monger. You realize that last year we started with the executive director of Nudipu, Esther Chozira. This year, Women's Day, we had the director of Albino Association, Umbrella. Labor Day, we had Francis and the Gombia from Kampala Central. Then we had another disabled who came really on the Heroes Day. So once my office is furnished and said, maybe these are the ones who want to be heroes, give the profile of that person, then we can send it to the committee, which are shown. It used not to be there. So please, try to make sure that you give the minister a lot of information. Let me fail to do my work, but let me have the information. So the Heroes Day, we are beginning to recognize, and if we think special needs is a big deal, and say this teacher has produced so many children who are ABCD, we write that profile because that's what they want. And that person gets what? Recognized. You recognizing and putting on that medal is very heroic, very proud. I have my medal, and I feel proud about it because I also started I don't want to talk my story like Abudu started wherever he came from. I also had challenges. And then a person with disability, we all have challenges of where we came from. But I don't want to remind myself of that history. I am now looking ahead that I should be there in that level. So I wanted to answer those questions. And then now allow me read the speech that was given. I'm honored to join you today for the official launch of the Global Deaf Blindness Resource Hub, a milestone event that holds great significance, not only for the disability sector in Uganda, but also for the global community working towards inclusion, dignity, and equity of persons with disabilities. First, allow me to extend my sincere appreciation to SES International Uganda and its partners for championing the cause and for bringing that will transform how we understand, support, and empower persons with deaf blindness. As a minister, as someone who is being committed to disability rights, I'm well aware of the many barriers faced by persons with deaf blind, barriers to communication, barriers to education, barriers to employment and social inclusion. the strengths of the community that with the right support, persons with deaf blindness can live full, meaningful lives. The launch of the Global Resource Hub is not just a digital achievement. It is a broad step towards offers knowledge, it offers connection, and most importantly, it offers hope. You can imagine when you didn't have how to communicate, you're almost dead. But now we pray that our space is going to be giving us hope. This platform brings together global best practices, local experiences, and practical tools. It is accessible, inclusive, and designed with the input of those it seeks to serve. That is commendable. And it aligns perfectly with Uganda's vision under the Persons with Disabilities Act 2020 and our broader national commitment to inclusion development. As government, we reaffirm our commitment to promoting inclusive education, inclusive health services, and inclusive digital platforms. We believe that technology, when used intentionally and inclusively, can break barriers and open doors. This resource hub is a living example of that truth. I would like to take this opportunity to call upon all the stakeholders, government institutions, development partners, organizations of persons with disabilities, caregivers, and the private sector to embrace the resource hub, share it widely, and utilize it actively. Let this be more than a launch. Let it be beginning of renewed energy, of deeper collaboration, and of strong commitment to persons with disabilities, not only here in Uganda, but across the world. To the individuals with deaf blindness, whom I want to encourage to be champions of their own cause, and their families today, we celebrate you. Your voices matter, your experiences are valid, and your contributions are essential to building an inclusive society. Together, we can make Uganda and the world a place where everyone, regardless of ability, can strive. I have been asked to officially launch, but I've not seen where's the hub so that I can launch what I'm supposed to do. And if there are people who are helping me in the launch, you can move in front. I was asked you wanted to see a live thing, but let me launch. I was telling Abudu and the team there that I have just come from Eastern Uganda purposely for this workshop, and I have to move to another region. You know, we are looking for votes. This is not far, so I want still to be a minister. So that is by the way. So my time here is a bit. I'm sitting on a hot call. Yeah. So let me launch, and then the demonstration will be done. But for me, you can bring the demonstration to my office, and I will see the details. Okay, that will be fine. So, and then we see. And I need to get either the board member or somebody. People should be near there. I shouldn't launch it alone.
Honorable, with all due respect, please allow me invite the regional director, Mr. Edward Otim. Let's also have Dr. Odette from Chambago University. Let's have a representative from Ministry of Health. Let's also have the country directors that are here with us. Let's have Dr. Abdul, please also join, together with Mr. Charles. Mr. Charles Mugisa, please also join. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we've been waiting for. Let's have the new dean of the Faculty of Special Needs from Chambogo. Dr. Tumuhechi, please also join us.
We have to support the hub, this side.
Let's have the minister first to sign, and then the minister will be followed by the regional director. Then after we shall be followed by
Okay, I want to Sense International, please director, be seen. I might take over your program. Sense International Uganda officially launches the Global Deaf Blindness Resource Center. And I do this on behalf of the government of Uganda, and we shall continue collaborating with everybody. I therefore take this opportunity to officially launch this hub. Congratulations. So the witnesses can come and sign.
Thank you. I'm also signing this on behalf of Sense International Uganda.
okay, I'm also signing on behalf of Minister of Health.
Thank you on behalf of the Minister of Education.
Yeah, I would request other representatives of other organizations to please come and append your signatures here as well.
Let's have the
Then
country
our
directors, the country directors that are here with us. Thank you very much.
We'll have light for the world.
And
On behalf of the board, since Uganda.
On behalf of Chambogo University. On behalf of Ugandan National Association for Deafblind Persons.
all right, ladies and gentlemen, before you go back, I think, Honorable Minister, it will be very unfortunate if these people leave without having a picture with you. So I request kindly that you take a light moment with these people before we get to the next live demo of this hub. Let's first hold on to switch off the lights. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put a smile. It's a very joyful moment and a very joyful day as we launch this online platform. So please put a smile and note that you're live on NTV. Honorable, if it is not also very bad, I request that you also share a picture with the MC if you can allow. Yes, right now, ladies and gentlemen, as the minister steps out, I request that we have a live demonstration of accessible digital resources available at the hub. I request that we have that demo and thank you very much, Honorable, and we wish you all the best. And we believe that you'll come back to the cabinet and as an MP. So all the best and may God bless you. Ladies and gentlemen, I request that we come back to our seats and we follow through with the program and we get done. Grace, I think this next session is with you, so we are waiting for you to kindly take us through the live demonstration. Ladies and gentlemen, I promise that at exactly 12 we shall be done, and it's almost time. So let's pay attention, and we close this up. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. We'll be back from that magnificent moment. Okay, allow me to welcome you all from that magnificent moment. Right now, we're going to go through the live demonstration of the Accessible Digital Resource Hub. Should we go back behind, Oscar? There are different, please have the lights off. The resource hub can be accessed in different ways. If you have, you could scan the code. The code is on our website. The code is on our pages, our different pages. You could just scan it using your phone. However, you could also go through the measures of either accessing it through a link and browse that link. If not, you can just go directly to an internet browser. It could be Google, it could be whatever internet browser that you are currently using, and just type the Global Deafblindness Resource Hub. When you do that, this is what opens. Then you tap the link that comes first. Yes, so when it opens to that, that gives you the home page of how the Global Deafblindness Resource Hub actually looks like. On the top right corner, we have resources. When you tap resources, you have different resources from different countries. The resources are basically materials that support persons with deafblindness. And then, Oscar, first pause there. So when you want to, if you want to make it easier and you know what exactly you're searching for, you could just go to the search bar and then type what exactly you are looking for, and then you get what you are looking for. If it is rights on persons with deafblindness and multisensory impairments, it will come up. If it is not information that is up there, definitely it will not come up because the hub is still under growth. It's still growing, it's still developing, and that's why we are having this launch today. We want to call upon all partners, we want to call upon the different people and stakeholders that we work with to share different content that we can always upload to the hub. That's why we have Sense International Uganda today unveiling it. When you continue slightly down, there are different, Oscar, up. We have countries. So Sense International Uganda does not only, Sense International does not only work in Uganda, we work in Bangladesh, we work in India, we work in Kenya, we work in Tanzania, we work in 7 different countries around the globe. So information that is uploaded is based on different countries. And accessibility is not much of a problem because now, for example, India, the content that is from India is always uploaded in Hindi, meaning those whoever understands Hindi can easily access it. Information for those from Tanzania or whoever can understand Kiswahili can always still understand that content because it's uploaded in Kiswahili. Let's go back to English before I get confused, Oscar. Still on the top right corner is country information. That's where we shall find the different affiliates of Sense International. Information about them. Accessibility support is basically on devices that are used to support persons with deafblindness and multisensory impairments. For example, the JAWS, the different accessibility materials and how you can access them and use them. They're not only JAWS, there are apps that you can use to access. There are ways you can use to, the different settings you can put on your laptops, on your phones in order to access information the right way. About Us is basically about the hub, what the hub is, and as we already know, online platform that has all the knowledge, not all the knowledge, but most of the knowledge on persons with deafblindness and multisensory impairments. It has content, it has information, and it has most resources that somebody with deafblindness would need to access to support them on their day-to-day living. I think I would love to end there in case anybody has any questions on how to use the hub or access it, or this would be the time to open the platform for anyone with questions.
Do you have any questions, ladies and gentlemen?
Does that mean that we actually all understood how to access
Right.
the hub?
Dr. Abdul has a question.
since this is inclusive and accessible, I just have a question that in what formats do we access the content? Because some people cannot read PowerPoint. Some people have problems with PDF, especially the different versions. Some people may have issues with video content or images and so that. So you would give us some clarification, or if there are enablers to transcribe from one format to another, large print, what, all those. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Does anybody else have a question?
Okay, thank you very much. Azora Christopher is my name. My question is, well, I have tried to interact with the hub to see what is on the hub, but what I didn't try out is the content downloadable, because they're talking about issues of internet, so sometimes you may need some content, because what I saw there is ADL, activities of daily living, which were uploaded by Sense, which was very good content, especially parents and those who work with deafblind people. But you may find sometimes network is not there. Is that content downloadable and somebody can print it out? Thank you.
All right. Is that content already there and someone can easily pick it up and print it from there, from the hub?
Anyone else?
Yeah, there was a question behind, and then this one.
My name is Patrick Alia. I really want to appreciate Sense International for this creative intervention. It's very key and very important for all of us as partners. So, and for the people of persons with this deaf blindness. My question is basically on, is there any offline version? Because some of the members of persons with deaf blindness may need to access. So in terms of cost and all that, maybe some clarity can be thrown. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Patrick Alia. Do we have?
Let's have just only two more, and we close this session. As we
Very
need to
much.
the.
My name is Henry Semakula from Ministry of Education. My humble inquiry was whether the resource hub is also able to give us information on other critical topical areas like mental health, reproductive health, financial information, and so on. Thank you.
Very beautiful question. Thank you very much. Let's have
you.
one more here.
Yeah, thank you. I am Okoro Justin. I'm also aware that other people who are not educated may want to access this material, because these days, even those who don't know English, Kiswahili can also use internet. Is there a possibility of at least getting one or two local languages? That information can be put there. And then second, advice to Sense International that you coordinated with the MTN Foundation, I mean UCC, just not you. UCC was providing free phones to communities. If you Sense International could also work with UCC to see how these phones can go down so that people are able to access this resource hub. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's a very nice
Thank
question.
you very much, Mr. Kirol. Just on the last one, our regional fundraising manager is trying to get hold of UCC so that we see how we can partner with them. But otherwise, currently on ground, we are also working with the different beneficiaries, and we are also going to be supplying. We're going to be supplying. Laptops and other materials that could support them. Otherwise, there are certain questions that Eduardo team would like to answer.
Thank you so much. I'll just pick a few set of questions.
starting with the question around translating, this content into other local languages. Yes, that is in plan. We are well aware that Uganda has so many languages as a country. However, this is just the start. And we think, of course, under this particular project, we are limited with resources in terms of translation. But subsequently, in the next funding phase, we hope that we can plan to at least translate to start with maybe 5 local languages that can be beneficial, to other, people who are not learned, who don't know English. There was a question around whether the content is downloadable. Yes, this content is downloadable. And actually, for some of you who know that we promote the use of a digital device called an Orbit reader, we think that especially in schools, once this content is downloaded from the hub, it can be saved in an SD card that can be used in an Orbit reader where learners can easily access. So yes, it's downloadable. In terms of having, there was a question around having content in, sexual reproductive health, mental health, and all that. Yes, certainly that is our target. Like it was mentioned, we are still in infant stages of the development of this hub. Not all resources have yet been uploaded, but as we develop, those beautiful resources in consultation with all of us who are here, we hope that all that content, so long as it's useful for a person with deaf blindness, so long as it's useful for a caregiver of a person with deaf blindness, teachers, health professionals, all that will be uploaded into the hub. I think that's the little that I could respond to. Thank you so much.
I think he has actually covered most of it. And maybe to answer Dr. Abdul, in case the information is not further accessible to the downmost person with disability, that's why we have all of us in here as caregivers. That's why we have a lending hand. I think that's basically it.
She had one. Let's just have one more question from her. I think she had a question. Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much. My name is Juliet Wabukao. I'm a program manager, NADIP. I want to thank Deafblindness for Sense International for this initiative. One of the biggest challenges is education of deafblind children in general. We have a very big stumbling block. And seeing these innovations, they really give us a ray of hope that our education will improve. I want to appreciate Sense International because of many issues have been commented about. However, my additional is going to be in the accessibility of this hub. Just like my colleague had commented, some of us will speak in different languages, the local languages. I wonder if we can have the element of sign language, given the communication becomes a very big challenge because our primary language as deafblind people is tactile. I humbly request that as these innovations are unfolding, let us try to change them in at least tactile because it is our mother language as a deafblind people for us because we're the primary beneficiaries. And I want to see how our people can understand. And digitalizing this information, I wonder whether our members can access the digital formats. The gentleman talked about offline access of this information. Our people may not know how to read or even have these gadgets. Yet they are very good innovations. If they can be accessed offline and can reach the people on the grassroots within our villages, I think that would be a very, very good point moving forward. but most especially with education, our parents and health sector, that, that's good, but accessing to the primary beneficiaries as deaf blind people. This is my concern because many of us cannot comprehend the written literature, and we some depend on sign language, others depend on tactile as a mode of communication. How is this information reaching the last person on ground in Uganda to see how they can access this information? That has been my worry. I continue to request that let's work in hand in partnership with Sense International and NADIB, National Association of Deaf Blind, to see how we can trickle down this information to the last person on ground on how they can access this hub and how they can use the hub for their own benefit. And we really appreciate the Sense International and the events that are unfolding. The regional director said it is work in progress. Yes, I really appreciate that, but I want to see how it trickles down. Thank you very much, Juliet.
Very beautiful question and suggestions. Very wonderful. Let's clap for this lady in particular.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Juliet.
As we wind up, let's just have one more and we dive into a powerful discussion, panel discussion that is going to take us about 10 minutes and we conclude our program. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for being patient. Yes, over to you.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Generous Kazinda from NCDC. Thank you, Sense International, and I'm happy we have been working together, and I've seen also my materials there, which we have developed, but I've not interacted with the link and the hub. Maybe what I am, that they are there in soft copies. And indeed, I am inquiring in case I have a document or an information that I wish to also upload on this hub. How would I go about it?
Thank you so much, Mrs. Kazinda Generous. For your last question, in case you have any information that or any content that you would love to have uploaded, you just have to share it with Sense International Uganda, and then we'd share it or upload it to our website if we deem it. Of course, if it passes the ticking points, then it will definitely be uploaded. And then about the question, there is a question that has been going on about being it offline. Yes, these different documents, the different resources can be accessed offline. How? Every resource that you tap onto has a given link attached to it or a document that you can download. So when you have this downloaded document, you can always read it whenever and however at your own convenience. So the documents can be accessed offline.
Thank you. I'm just going to just talk a little bit again about accessibility. My name is Yuda. So yes, first of all, we thank you for that question. We are aware that in Uganda, when it comes to internet accessibility, it is not 100% per se. I think the recent UBO census put it at around 27%. Yeah, out of the 45 million Ugandans, or 46, we have, I think, like 13 million that have access to internet. We are aware of that challenge. But at the moment, what infrastructure do we have in place? As Sense International Uganda, we have established what we call ICT, inclusive ICT resource centers in different districts in Uganda. Yeah, Kisoro, Kabale, Masaka, Gulu, Lira, Arua, Iganga, Soroti, yeah, and the other districts. So in those ICT resource centers, they are well equipped with special applications to allow accessibility. They have JAWS, those of you know who have used JAWS to ease access, and all other applications that enable people living with deaf blindness to access. So one of the things that we intend to do is we are going to promote the usage of these this resource hub through those centers. That is one. Two, we are talking to different partners who also have infrastructures in place, and we see how we can partner with them to allow the people access this resource hub through those respective centers. One of them, I think, I'm sure you have heard about Hello Uganda. It has the internet booth all over, I think 180 so far in Uganda. So we are having a discussion with them on top of our own inclusive ICT resource centers, which are equipped with internet 24/7. Yeah. And yes, about UCC, it is true that we have been having a discussion with UCC to see how we can partner to close the digital gap. And we again will come other partners, like-minded organizations that have got infrastructures in place that we can use to have a massive rollout of this global resource hub. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Yuda. Ladies and gentlemen, let's just have one more last question. Then I invite the panelists to step on stage.
Thank you very much, MC. My question is, I'm taking it from the director's speech this morning, where he requested the recognition of the truly disability ministry, but also requested the ministries to disseminate the hub to stakeholders. Of course, he was quick to add that they will be supporting it. This is a very crucial point, but from the point where disability has been a bit negative, people are negative about disability. I know the converted ministries like health, education, and gender, they are aware. I would prefer, and it's my request as a board member, that probably sense takes lead in this, even in the dissemination. I know how the public offices are limited with resources. May I request the director of Sense International to take the lead into this so that the operationalization of this hub is done in conjunction. Thank you.
Thank you very much, our dear board member, for that suggestion and concern.
Okay, since that wasn't a question, but a note, we can move forward. I'm sure our regional director has taken note of that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I would love to invite Mr. Semakula Henry, the Principal Education Officer at the Ministry of Education and Sports, to kindly do us the honors of leading this panel discussion. But before that, please allow me invite our panelists, Dr. Abdul, who also doubles as our board member. Please, I request that we support him to take up his seat on the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, please also allow me invite Mr. Charles Mugisa, the representative for the commissioner. Please also allow me invite Azora Christopher, Head Digital Technology, Salam School of the Blind. You're very most welcome. Also, please allow me invite Lydia Namachika, technical expert for the deaf blindness. You're very most welcome. Mr. Henry Semakula, the floor is yours. You have about 20 minutes and we close off the program. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. Good morning, good Morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's just 2 minutes to midday. And my assumption will be that our panel discussion is going to start at exactly midday. The MC kept touching his constitution. At first, he had awarded us 45 minutes. Then he said it will be 10. Then in the recent past, he has just said 20. But just be assured that we shall work within 30 and have this thing off. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Semakula Henry. I am a Principal Education Officer in the Department of University Education and Training at the Ministry of Education and Sports. I was an officer in the Department of Guidance and Counseling, which was a twin to the one in charge of special needs, and so we've worked together for some good time. I am glad to be part of this engagement. Ladies and gentlemen, you already know why we are here, and I'll only have to emphasize that the development of this hub is a very important achievement for this country. As a Minister of Education, we are already digital. Could have learned that last year, the Honorable Minister Mama, the First Lady, launched a digital agenda for the ministry. And so we want to be digital in all aspects. And we are very sure, much as the focus now is on people with special needs and deaf blindness, this hub is going to be important for all of us in all aspects. Academicians, researchers, teachers, caregivers, even media and assessment bodies, because certainly I know at one moment they'll need it. Now, without further ado, my lineup of panelists has already been brought. I would like to warmly welcome all of them. I don't want to repeat their titles, but it is true they are all experts in their own way, and we have questions before all of them. By the way, I also have a sign name like Mr. Mugisa, and my sign name is, I hope I'm very easily identifiable by that feature. And so if you fail to pronounce the name, you can use that and I'll know it is me. Now, ladies and gentlemen, our dear panelists, we are discussing digitalization. We are discussing the hub. Move to our very first panelist, who is Dr. Abdul Busulwa, an expert, an academician, a leading academician from one of our leading universities. The question to you is that digital tools are with us, and they are trying to help us break communication barriers in academic institutions. What is the situation like from your angle? By the way, also recalling that Chambogo University only last year supported us to hold the first International Disability Summit, where I remember a lot of discussion was held, and in particular on issues of communication barriers around the universities for people living with deaf blindness. Remember, the MC has given us very little time. We don't have the 45 anymore, so now that we have 20, let's work within that. Doctor, gladly allow me to give you 3 minutes to make your submission.
Thank you. The situation in Chambogo specifically is promising, although we are not yet fully there. The Chambogo University website is fairly accessible. You can navigate it, you can download information from there. And moving forward, we also have a small resource center in the Faculty of Special Needs and Rehabilitation, which is fully digital for people with disabilities, especially visual impairment, which is a segment of deaf blindness. So we can do a lot of things with that center. You can scan a document and save it in soft copy or read it. You can emboss material into Braille. Embossing is the printing of Braille. We can also use the internet with supported digital tools like JAWS. And we can also, we have a resource person that can help you to customize your gadget, either computer or smartphone, to make it more accessible to you, because there are many people here or even in the community who have those gadgets. They have computers, they have smartphones, but they don't know how to customize them to their needs. So we have a resource person that can do that. And we also endeavor to train people in some of these accessible tools. If you are a learner there, you will be able to be supported. And in some way or another, we endeavor to be as inclusive as possible. We even have students that have failed to learn from other universities coming to ours, and they learn and graduate. We currently have a student pursuing a master's. He cannot write, but we have all the support to help him. His hands are weak, he cannot write. But he's very articulate, he's very knowledgeable, and by the way, he's doing his second master's. His first one, he did it from the US. So we are able to support that. I hope I've answered your question.
Thank you very much. And I forgot to say Salamu Alaikum, Haji. I guess you are one. Thank you very much for showing what Chambogo University is already undertaking. And I really love it when you say there's already good access and a number of services can be done. Ladies and gentlemen, you recall that he mentioned scanning, embossment, even presence of an expert who can help us. Many of us have phones, for example. It is one of the easy gadgets we can always use to access a lot of information, but many of us are only using it for calls and maybe SMS. Yet, when we get experts, they can support us in really getting more information via that very gadget. Thank you very much. Now, I want to go to the policy person, our dear representative of the Commissioner, Special Needs Education at the Ministry of Education, Mr. Mugisa. I mentioned earlier that Mama, the First Lady, launched the digital agenda, and by no means that means that the ministry is getting ready to embrace digitalization in all aspects. Our question for now is that what are the policies and the practices to promote digital accessibility as lined up by the ministry in relation to the digital agenda? You also have 3 minutes.
Thank you, moderator. Maybe before I talk about the policy, allow me to talk about deafblindness, understanding deafblindness. Deafblindness does not mean, okay, does not stop at somebody being totally deaf. Anyway, when I say totally deaf, I want people to understand, because the word deaf alone means that somebody cannot hear at all. But some people say somehow deaf meaning has some hearing, but the word deaf alone means someone who cannot hear at all and someone who is blind. Reduction in hearing and reduction in seeing affects somebody so much that he will not be able to interact with the world like people who don't have any challenge in hearing and seeing. So that means a solution must be found for these people to be able to interact with the world, and so that when we get the digital solutions, this is a gateway to services, to education, and to employment opportunities. The UN CRPD, the Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, talks about information. Everyone has a right to information. But some, like here, you may find that we have the program, but the program is not in an accessible format. So you have to read for somebody, when actually he also wants to read for himself. So if we get assistive technology and somebody is able to access the information himself without being assisted by another one, that can be, the policy, okay, the CRPD is in place, but enforcement. Sustainable Development Goals talks about inclusive education, but still there are some gaps that we need to fill for us to have that inclusive education. In Uganda, we have ICT policy. Still, we need to emphasize the implementation. Now, in the Ministry of Education, like in the department, we get some materials, assistive materials to assist persons with disabilities, the deaf, the blind, but the gap has been the deaf, blind have not been so much assisted. There is still a gap. We need also to train people. The training of people, even the people with disabilities themselves, being able to use the digital technology. Even the teachers are willing to do it, but the gap in skills. Then when we are designing these programs, we need to involve the people themselves, because we can't say we are doing something for them and we think for them.
When
they
they are
need
not
to be involved right from the beginning. If we do that, I feel people with the disabilities, particularly the deaf blind, will be on board. Technology for persons with disability is possible and it is essential.
Thank you very much. And just before you hand over the microphone, I've seen your department hand over various digital tools and gadgets to schools. But I've also had a chance to visit a few schools and institutions and found those gadgets still intact in the head teacher's office or store for fear of destroying them. What is your plan? Because we want them to be used for their purpose.
I agree with you that in some schools, some of those materials are clean, but it is not only the technology, the assistive tools, but even the books, the textbooks, in print. You will find that they are in the boxes. They were taken there.
Still as new as they were delivered.
Yes. So,
thank you very
our
much.
work is now to sensitize the people that when we bring those materials, they are supposed to help the learners. When they get destroyed in the process of being used, it is not a crime.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I hope the situation is not the same at university. If you can just give Dr. Abdu 1 minute. The situation of use of the available gadgets that we've got from different corners.
No, be sure our students use the gadgets. We got some gadgets from Cyber School Technology Solutions, and they were given to the students. The students are using them. They use them for their lectures, to revise, to do their assignment. As we don't store them.
Okay. Sometimes the fear is on our side as lecturers because we're a bit obsolete in terms of technology and even fear some of those gadgets. But I'll get to you later on that. Okay, just a quick one.
No. My PhD is in ICT. My PhD is in ICT, and I cannot be obsolete in this one.
No, it is not you, Doctor.
I'm very current, and we endeavor. Actually, we have an effort in the university to do what we call e-learning. So it is almost becoming a must that you must know something around technology.
Okay, thank you very much, Doctor. And that's quite a good answer. But I wasn't referring to you, definitely. Other colleagues back at the institution who may still have some phobia of digital gadgets. We now want to get right on the ground to an institution that is teaching some of our special needs children. And this is Salama School for the Blind. Very much welcome, Mr. Zora Christopher, the head of digital technology. We want to know what is down there. What is the real life story? By the way, we recall a very sad incident that this country experienced when we had a fire at that institution. And I want to imagine part of what caused the bigger challenge was because of our children couldn't really find a way of quickly saving themselves. But you can speak to what you plan to tell us about what is on ground. You also have 3 minutes.
Thank you very much. Azora Christopher is my name, and I head digital technology at Salama School for the Blind. At Salama School for the Blind, well, really, our technology has done more good than harm. Because if it wasn't technology, education for learners with visual plus those having deafness wouldn't be really successful as it is now. As I talk now, also myself as a live, I am a live example because I lost eyes, both eyes plus one ear. At the same time, another ear which I remained with, it is partial. So, but if it was not technology, because that I talk that now it is 10 years down on the ground. By then I was in senior 6, and I was doing sciences. So it was a gone case. If it was not technology, I wouldn't be what I am right now. Because I remember I went back from education to using Braille, but I faced a lot of challenges in doing examinations and other things, accessing information. But technology, which is called NVDA and other devices, has supported me from grade 3. Right now, I am using technology. I'm at Chambogo University doing masters because of technology. I use JAWS computer. I connect my computer, a device called Orbit Reader, at the same time, the one called Focus Blue 40, which I have here. This one here, Focus Blue 40, it's the Braille display. I connect them to a computer with JAWS, then I'm able to read using my fingers, tactile. So when I listen much notes, because I have one ear, it gets tired. So what I normally do, I just switch on my computer, I connect this Braille display, I use my fingers to read notes. That's technology. And it's what we are using now in Salama. Because in Salama, we don't have only blind learners, but we have also those ones who are deaf blind. So we train them to use those who cannot listen JAWS, then we train them to use Braille displays connected to computers. Sense International, in conjunction with MTN, they gave us a resource, fully 10 computers, fully installed with JAWS, Orbit readers, very many in Salama. We connect them to computers. So our learners access all information. They don't miss anything. Even I have trained teachers because I was trained by Sense International. I had to scale down the knowledge to our teachers. So they are all included.
Thank you very much, Mr. Azora. How is the excitement of the students in using those gadgets?
Indeed, before these gadgets, their learning was not really motivating. But since we received these devices, I can talk about actually Orbit readers because those days we were using slates and Perkins braillers, and those we could leave them at school, and the notes putting them on papers were bulky. But these devices like Orbit readers we can put all textbooks in soft braille, like even more than 200 textbooks. So that braille display Orbit reader is very portable. I just carry it. Actually, they normally tell me that where is my moving library? So every morning you see them at the resource picking the moving library to the class.
Okay, Christopher, just wind it up. Okay. How about the safety of those gadgets? Because they seem to be very expensive. How is the school ensuring their safety so that we don't lose out on their advantage?
Indeed, we are trying our level best with putting safety measures in terms of putting guards, security guards, and the security lights and cameras have been installed. Although we normally tell everyone at school that you are the first
in charge of safety.
You
Thank you
yourself,
very much.
Because even you yourself themselves can even steal, but protecting us, we first
by our own.
Christopher is speaking from experience and he seems to really want to go on and on, but thank you very much for now.
You're welcome.
Let's speak on that.
Thank
We
you.
also want to imagine that our community in Salama is slowly beginning to cope after that disaster. Our children are receiving some psychosocial support, looking forward for good results from that side always. Now I want to get to an expert, Lydia Namakika, the technical expert on deaf blindness. We want to find out about the usage and importance of the Global Deaf Blindness Resource Hub, which you have just launched now. Can we hear from your expertise in the next 3 minutes?
Thank you very much. My name is Lydia Namachika, as already introduced. About the use of the resource hub, I'll not begin from where Grace has already finished to talk about, but maybe I'll just let you know briefly the experience we had while trying out or piloting the use of this hub to the different people, beneficiaries. Basically, we engaged the parents or caregivers of children with deaf blindness, and we engaged persons with deaf blindness themselves, and trying it out. It was very easy, like you saw Grace explain. It was very easy accessing the hub. Parents, together with those persons with deaf blindness, could access it easily. And basically, here we tried out the use of the resources because it was what was very touchy to these people, to the beneficiaries. So we found out, and like the feedback was given, the resource is very easy to use. The resource hub is very easy to use. It's easily accessible, and everyone actually could access it. Even the parents could access it, could open. They could open through the Google input what they wanted to access, and we saw that everyone was easily accessing it. The only challenge, I can say a common challenge that there was maybe that they cannot maybe easily access internet to those who live maybe deep in the village due to network and connectivity. And maybe some could report lack of data, only that. But concerning accessing the resource hub, it is very easy, like you saw Grace explain.
Okay, so what should be the solution to data issues? Because that will be a common concern everywhere. No network, no resources for data. What, in your view, can be done, especially by Sense International, our dear partner?
In my view, like they already explained, some of these videos that they can use can be downloaded and they can use them even offline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that will really be the best solution.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, not doing so well on time. We've used 22 minutes out of the 30 I requested for. Now in the remaining 8, I want first of all hear a few comments from you. Then we get back to each of them for a parting shot. May I have about 4 quick ones, brief ones? Just kiss it like they tell us. Keep it short and sweet. Yes, I'll begin with the gentleman. Keep it short and sweet. And you can direct the concern, if it is a question, to any of them.
Okay, thank you, and I thank the discussants. Mine is on the usage and importance, and probably actually everything, roles of digital tools, policies. You know, when we are talking here, we much of talk of education. It's one of the uses. But I think these digital tools should be for a complete
complete functioning of that person living with deaf blind. And therefore, number one that I would think the hub should include should be day-to-day aspects of life, the care, the health, all those needs of the deaf blind people.
Thank you very much.
So
Thank you very
that's
much.
it. I think the digitals, if they are not putting into consideration that, like their dental maneuver education, do those Joes also talk health, talk care, talk treatment, or they only talk A, E, O, U, 1 plus 2? Because life otherwise will be difficult outside that.
Thank you very much. He has heard. He's actually going to comment. Let me have the second one there and then the third and final one from my sister over here.
Thank you so much. I'll supplement what Mr. Azora talked about. We received some orbit readers from Sense International, and it has done tremendous work in our university at large. Students with the visual impairment had very bad experiences of doing work together with others, that is exams, but because their work had to go through a process of manual transcribing. Sometimes it is hipped somewhere, sometimes their scripts were getting lost. But when we introduced orbit readers, first of all, they can store their work like Mr. Zora was talking about. He's one of our master's students, by the way. But diploma and bachelor's, he went through those stresses. He was the last always to be marked. His results were always the last to be found. So now students also can use those orbit readers to access information. They can print, and they are now happy. Kindly, since you give us more. Thank you.
Thank you. And it is not only Sense, there are many partners in the disability space.
Yeah, they are welcome.
We continue to appeal to all of them to do the needful. When you said our university, I wanted to ask which one. But when you mentioned where he studies, then I know that is Makerere. And Mr. Zora, thank you very much. You seem to be one of our bright students there.
That is Chambogo Faculty of Special Needs and
Sure. Mr. Azora, we look forward for you finishing the master's and even beginning a PhD. We have a final comment from my sister here. And my sister, not like it was the other time. The other time you had more time, there was more space. But in my panel, we have only 1 minute for you. Yes, please.
Yes, thank you very much. Once again, my name is Juliet Wabukao from National Association of Deaf Blind. Personally, I've lived experience. I'm a deaf blind lady, and we really face many issues in life. But briefly, a question. I want to thank the panel and the way the program has been laid out. When I look at the hub, I get a feeling that we are targeting the highly landed people or the policymakers. That's the feeling I'm getting. I may be wrong, I'm sorry. But then I come to a question. If you're targeting the highly landed people and the policymakers, then how are the people on the ground getting this hub?
Okay, that was a very direct and precise question.
This hub, I wonder, is it targeting the policymakers or the people on the ground? Is it the learners or the learners with the deafblindness or the so we need to know how our children, our people on the ground are going to benefit.
Thank you very much. I think the question is now very clear.
My concern are the people on the ground, how we are going to lift them up to the level that are getting to the universities and leading decent lives like anyone here in this room. That is my worry.
We want to thank Madame Wabukao. Did you say she's Wabukao?
Yes.
Okay. We want to thank her so much for
Thank
that
you.
submission. They are going to respond, and I think to me, The big question is whether we are only targeting those in school, those in institutions, the land, the policy people. She's very interested in the grassroots people. Ladies and gentlemen, those are the questions. They are not directed to any person, but I want now to request that as we wind up, let's try to answer what we can. I'm giving each of us a minute to wind up, to do our shorting parts, and if you can respond to any of the questions, that will be fine. And then at the end of the day, since we'll make the final submission. We now have a minute. Doctor?
Thank you very much for this opportunity. I would like to say this is one more effort towards inclusion. Whatever the pitfalls, let's embrace it. Some of us went through hell trying to get this education, and for a very long time, I was the only doctor to talk about in this place, but becoming that was also a very big challenge. But now with this technology, I think there are many more that will want to emulate what I did, and probably they will do it much easily than I did.
Sure.
I wanted to imagine the contribution that Juliet Wabuhao has given is very important. I don't know how much I had at least something to do with the video beyond the text, but I think we need also photographs, things that are multimedia, audio content. Like there was a video I was listening to, it was being played here. It had a very clear Lusoga. So if such content could be customized
in other languages.
In that language, because once it is in MP4 or MP3 and they upload it there, somebody can download it and they use it to instruct their people in their local language. Yeah. So I hope this hub can be made in such a way that it's multimedia.
Thank you very much,
Can
Doctor.
upload everything. Thank you.
MC, I would like to borrow only 3 minutes for them to conclude because I'd wanted to stop by past. So, my brother, mindful of the 3 minutes we have and that you have 1 minute, you can give your concluding shots.
Thank you. For me to conclude, I first want to say that this hub is for everybody. But it is our responsibility, all of us, to ensure that everyone benefits from it. 2, I want to call upon all of us to work together, especially the ministries, the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Gender. There is no way. ICT. Yes. There is no way we can educate our people, we can make our people benefit from education if these 4 ministries are not working together. Early identification is very important, and early intervention is very important. And where we have a responsibility of working together to ensure that this hub benefits everybody.
Thank you very much. Over to Christopher.
Okay, thank you very
And
much.
when I was checking Google here, it tells me Christopher means summary.
Oh, okay, me what I'm concluding with is that a deaf-blind person can still be important in life once supported. And what we need to know is deaf-blind is in levels. We shouldn't neglect these who cannot hear anything and cannot see anything. I have seen material at the hub which have steps of training that person on how to do self-help activities of bathing and everything. Please, we are the first people to disseminate this information. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Bwana Christopher. And finally, our only sister on the panel.
Okay, thank you very much. They asked a question if this hub is only about education. But I would like to let you, ladies and gentlemen, know that everything about a deaf-blind person accessing information is education. Maybe unless we are only looking at formal education, but there are very many ways of how to educate a child with deaf-blindness. Even the self-help skills that he talked about is education to a deaf-blind person. There are very many other skills that these learners with deaf-blindness can learn. And these include the mobility skills, the communication skills. Personally, I saw how the different modes of communication are explained at this hub. And when you go there, you can enjoy. It helps people access and get to know the different modes of communication that people can use to communicate with persons with deaf blindness. And even my sister asked a question that how will it reach the people on ground? Is it only for the elites? Like I explained, the people that were used when the people that were engaged while the hub was being tested were parents. Even those parents who never went to school were able to access the what? The hub. So we
And
should
we'll
not
continue
say
to.
we should not say that is it only for the elites, it's about education, whatnot. The hub has very rich in information about persons with deaf blindness, and I just encourage you, go there for anything. Even those people who are very deep in the village, once you maybe download those videos, they can be able to learn a lot from those clips, those every resource that is there for
Thank you
that
very
person with
much.
deaf
Thank you
blindness.
very
Thank you.
much. I think the duty of all of us who are here is now to go out and disseminate this very wonderful resource and ensure that we support our colleagues out there into taking it on. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll agree, I think, with the doctor who said this is one of the many achievements in the process. We know that in the disability fight, we began from total exclusion, then we moved through consideration, then we moved to integration, then we moved to inclusiveness. I don't know how different inclusiveness is to inclusion, but all those have been happening, and we are sure as we move along, we shall be able to have all our people with special needs also getting on board over all these aspects. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the end of the panel discussion. Sorry for the extra 6 minutes that I gave myself, but it was inevitable. Greetings from Mama, the Honorable Minister of Education and Sports. Me and Mr. Mugisa are going to deliver greetings from this engagement. And indeed, Sense International, just continue being our friend. Final message, anybody who can access Honorable Minister Samo, please tell her she's a very good
that he has taken us through. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been a very nice audience, and I would love to thank you so much as we conclude, and kindly request you to at least, as we conclude, we take a photo moment for this milestone that we've gotten onto. It's one of its kind in Uganda, the online platform. So I request everyone at least to come and join in this photo moment as we conclude, but also thank our partners, our collaborators, each and everyone that has made this launch a success. May God bless you. I've not been working alone, ladies and gentlemen. I've been working with my colleague Wycliffe and Brenda. Thank you very much, and may God bless you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's join in a light moment of photo as we wind up the day. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been informed that there is lunch. So as you move out, you'll get a coupon from Francis, just right at the registration table. You move to the next room, there's lunch. So please don't leave lunch with us. Please go home happy and well equipped. Ladies and gentlemen, let's join this group picture. All of us together with all the staff at least. Ladies and gentlemen, we have photo frames that we also made for you. That's very nice, beautiful frame of today's launch. Please feel free to call the camera person to take a picture of you with that frame. Thank you very much. Please wear your smiles. Grace also join the picture, please.